Stay tuned for my video right here on Social Goals.
Say one thing before we start the show too. You're not having a good time. But if you're not having a good time, you're wasting your time. You say that every night.
Situationships and all things. Thank you so much.
Daddy Yum Yum, 265 gallons of pure milk chocolate. And you are watching the Social Goals.
right, now we have the man of the hour in here. I'd like to introduce everyone to Mr. Raynald Okanta, founder of Rokanta Holding Group and also an educator at the Gentleman's Masterclass. Man, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Nice to meet you all, and I'm happy to be here.
Now, for everyone that's tuning in, this young man is in London, United Kingdom. So this is the first for me. You know, we were talking offline, and I was just telling him it's like the first. He's the first foreigner that I've actually interviewed on Before the Vision. So I'm very honored. Um, and hey, man, you know, I want to go ahead and hop on right on into it. So before we, because there's two things we're going to kind of tackle with this interview. I want to actually talk about Rokanta Holding. And I want to kind of educate everyone pertaining to what this is all about. So, for those that are watching, this is the founder of Rokanta Holding Investments and Management. Welcome to Rokanta Holdings, BV. And what does that BV stand for, Mr. Okanta?
Yeah, well, okay, the BV actually stands for, it's the Dutch way of saying an LLC. So it's a
Okay.
limited liability company. As in the UK, we say LTD. But Rokanta Holding is actually a Dutch company, so from the Netherlands with headquarters in Amsterdam. So that's why we have the BV.
Okay. So it's a dynamic
Yep.
enterprise at the forefront of innovation, sustainability, and
Yep.
social responsibility. It is founded
Yep.
and led by yours truly, Raynald Okanta, a visionary
Yep.
entrepreneur, investor, and philanthropist. Rokanta
Yep.
Holding BV, which is Dutch for LLC, is driven by a deep commitment to shaping a better future across multiple industries. His leadership has positioned Rokanta Holding as a catalyst for transformative change, particularly in the Benelux. Is it Benelux?
Yeah.
Benelux region in the United Kingdom.
The Benelux region.
The Benelux region. Okay,
Yeah.
some of the words I've never seen before, and I want to make sure, like I
Yeah.
told him before we got online, I don't want to tear these words up. His expertise and passion for sustainable development has guided the company's mission to revolutionize sectors such as IT, automotive, biomedical tech, agriculture, food, consultancy, security, and finance. Through this diverse portfolio, Rokanta Holding not only drives economic growth, but also prioritizes the well-being of our planet and community. So for those that are watching and tuning in, you can actually go to his website on his page of the Gentleman Masterclass. You can get more information. And while we're talking about it, man, tell us a little bit about Rokanta Holding.
Yeah, actually, Rokanta Holding was a company that it was built to create, manage, and scale businesses strategically. So I have personally always been drawn to business development. And rather than focusing on just one venture, I saw an opportunity to, build an ecosystem of companies that complement each other. So Rokanta Holding is actually the backbone that provides that structure, that also provide investment and strategy to multiple ventures, ensuring a sustainable growth. So um, uh, the whole thing is to create, as I said earlier, an ecosystem, providing opportunities also for others to help co-found businesses and to invest in others.
Okay. And so how long have you been an entrepreneur?
I've been an entrepreneur actually from high school, so I think until now around 15 years, let's say. Yeah. So my first business was made when I was in high school, and then but it got failed, of course. And then little by little, when I started in university, I did one business which was successful, but I later sold this business, and then my first company, which is still existing now, was built I think 5 years ago, 5 6 years ago, which is Think of It, an IT company still also based in the Netherlands.
Okay. So I know you've been an entrepreneur for about 15 years, man. So, you know, this is before really the rise of the internet. So with the advances in technology,
Yeah.
how would you grade your experience starting back then to now?
Well, I mean, I think the whole thing about entrepreneurship is to finding solutions to problems. So, with or without internet, I think the main core mindset still exists. Internet just makes things easier, especially now with the introduction of AI. Everything just gets easier, but at the same time, everything gets difficult because it makes the market a little bit saturated. So the market's a little bit saturated right now when it comes to entrepreneurship because um, first we used to, I think, in my opinion, we used to think a lot before coming up with a product or a service, which made a better outcome of it. But now with the evolution of technology and the internet, it is that we are limited in our thinking and we just use a lot of machine learning to it. We just use a lot of AI to help us think about it. It's not a bad thing, but the excess of it is not very useful, in my opinion. It's not very advisable. So sometimes it helps, sometimes it's not a good thing. We have to find a perfect balance between it.
Okay. Now, with this particular business that we're talking about, this entity, do you service everyone or is it particular area in London?
Yeah, well, with the Rokanta holding, we actually our primary market is the Benelux region, so Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg, and then we have the UK as well as our secondary market. So I would say we work across Europe, but these two regions are our main focuses because I think if we don't work with a lot of countries, for example, African countries, we are not working with them yet, but we are still working on other projects, in the future to create something also in Africa and in the Americas because I think there are always opportunities in other places to explore. So for now, our main regions are the Benelux and the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I want us to touch on the Gentleman's Masterclass, man. So when did this come about?
Well, the Gentleman's Masterclass, to be honest, I think I've always believed that true success comes from a combination of knowledge, discipline, and refinement. And Gentleman's Masterclass was born from the passion for helping men elevate their presence through fashion, etiquette, and self-improvement. So the whole reason is that I personally think that how you present yourself determines the door that opens for you. And this is from my personal experience. So I think how you are able to dress, how you are able to talk to people, how you are able to, even your posture, all of those things are very little elements that help you to enter into some certain doors because that's like your business card, let's say, because people have the first impression of you without even talking. So it is very important to keep attention to these details. That's why I established the Gentleman's Masterclass to help people get those kind of qualities.
Okay, so for those that are watching, you have to follow this man on Instagram, especially men that are trying to find a style. Hey, like I said, this is first class. When I went on his Instagram page and you see like the way he carries himself, y'all, I mean, you got to give him his props, man. He clean, So for those who may want tips, what would your advice be if someone wanted to reach out to you to get fashion tips or maybe even get more information about the Gentleman's Masterclass or maybe even trying to become a part or a member or is that even possible?
Yeah. So for now, anybody who needs any tips, we work directly with our Instagram page. That's where you can find us very easily. You can just shoot us a message, and we are working across the whole Europe, and also on consultations actually around the whole world. So we have consultations, people who ask for general tips, even business advisors, people ask for. And self-improvement normally. So we are reachable on social media. We are reachable on our emails and on the website, on the Rokanta Holding website, we can be reached. And what we do is that we even help grooms when it's a wedding day, because normally we are used to having brides having all the attention right on the wedding day. But I think a wedding, for example, is between a groom and a bride, and the groom needs the same attention as the bride as well. So we make sure to take care of the groom's dressing when it comes to makeup, when it comes to anything that's they have to go through that day. We take care of it. The same thing, we work with entrepreneurs like myself, and what we do is that we provide them self-improvement tips, how to dress, how to get their perfect style, because it's not only about the suit you wear, but how you wear it. It's not about the type of suit, but we need to find the perfect one that represents you and represents your industry you're working with, because that's are the people you are going to meet, and you have to be able to relate to them. So we study all of these little things, and then we make sure to give you a perfect package which represents you, which boosts your own confidence. So yeah, we are reachable. You just have to shoot us a message, and we're happy to help.
Okay, so I want to ask you some questions. What motivated you to establish the Gentleman Masterclass and the Rokanta Holding Group?
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, I think what motivated me are two things. So one is legacy, and the other one is impact. And I personally want to build something that outlives me. So I want to build something that creates opportunities for others, that reshapes industries, and leaves a last mark. So something that yeah, I want to leave a legacy that creates a long-lasting mark. That's the reason. That's the motivation.
Okay, so we go, like I said, we're going to move on. So, what are some trials and tribulations you have faced being an entrepreneur?
Well, I think when it comes to trust and tribulation, first of all, one of the trials I've had personally is balance, because being able to working with the Rokanta Holding in general, we have I think until now, when it comes to projects and investments, we have around 10 or 11 projects working now, and to find the perfect balance to coordinate everything has been a very difficult task for me. And thinking about the fact that it was I had to learn everything on my own skin, so I had to go through things and then be able to resolve them on my own. I think that has been a very great challenge for me, but it is a challenge that I liked because it's helped me grow. It's helped me to be able to find the balance I needed to even thrive through the industries in different markets as well, because we work with different markets. We work with the Benelux, as I said, where we have different cultures, we have different languages going on, we have different regulations when it comes to legal regulations. We have different people with different mindsets. So being able to sell products or services to people has been difficult. But with all these trials, I think I personally have learned from these trials, and also have the confidence also to walk through some markets and coming out successfully. So that's one thing.
Okay, so what type of advice would you give a potential entrepreneur?
Well, I think if there is any advice I could give, is that to be an entrepreneur, you have to master two things, and those two things are patience and execution. Okay, so ideas are very easy. Okay, but execution is what separates dreamers from achievers. So sometimes we have this problem of entrepreneurs wanting to already start big. We have this vision, because I think that's what makes everybody. That's what is common between entrepreneurs. When we have a vision, we see it's big and everything. It looks glorious and everything. What we have to do is to be able to break it down and start from little steps. Okay. So that's the first thing, is to start small. Okay, we test your concept and then scale intelligently. Secondly, is to build a strong network. So success isn't only about what you know, but it's also about who you know. So we have to surround ourselves with people who elevate our thinking. That's extremely important. And then people who actually challenge our growth. This is something that a lot of people don't like to hear. People really want to be associate themselves with people who tell them what they want to hear. But if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to be a successful entrepreneur, it is essential to have people who always tell you what you don't want to hear, but are essential for your growth. So that's one thing. Lastly, I think this is what every great entrepreneur talks about: failure. Failure is just a part of the process. It is what the exercise I do for myself to accept failure is, I always think about how many failures. If I knew, for example, I have to fail 30 times, okay, to get to my dream. So on the 31st failure is where my dream is. Okay. Then how quick would I want to fail? You understand? So having this number, just trying, just doing trying and error, but trying, failing, but failing with an impact on me, so that I can all learn from the failure and get to my 31st failure, which is then the success. So those are the advice that I would give.
Okay. Well, like I said, man, I know you're a busy young man. Like I said, I really appreciate you taking out the time to come and speak with me here Before the Vision. For those that are watching, and once again, if you want to get in contact with Mr. Okanta, the preferred method is Instagram at this period of time, right? In your website.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So before I let you get out of here, I want to
Yeah.
ask you a question I ask every guest that comes on Before the Vision. Tell us something about you that no one knows. It could be a guilty pleasure, a hobby, just something that no one knows, man. We want to keep this in something that you share with the social goals, man.
Well, I mean, I think one thing that a lot of people know me about is that people think that I am. I mean, a lot of people know the business side of me, because I think that's what I also show when it comes to social media, or I mean, when it comes to how I portray myself out there. But there is one thing about me, is that I'm deeply into mentorship. So I believe in lifting others, of course, as I climb, whether it's young entrepreneurs, creatives, or athletes. I'm always looking for ways to help, people refine their skills, and navigate their industry strategically. So also of this, I do free consultations to people daily when it comes to LinkedIn. People actually text me a lot on Instagram when they see something, and I always invite them for a free, consultations, because I think investing in people helps you yourself. So that's one thing about me. I'm also a firm believer of calculated risk. So people really see me as somebody who makes bold decisions, but the truth is that every move I make is intentional, and nothing is just made as a gamble, or I don't gamble on ideas. Everything I do is extremely calculated, and a strategy. So even though I take risk a lot, all the risks are extremely calculated. So I think those are the two things about me that people don't really know.
All right, man. Well, look, I really appreciate your time. And I know this is the beginning of a new relationship. Like I said, I look forward to the networking with you, man. Is
Yeah.
there anything that you want to close, or any information you want to provide, or anything as far as anyone potential customers in contact with you once again, so we can make sure that it's plastered everywhere around the world?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, thank you for inviting me here. It has been a pleasure, and I think I hope this be the start of something great together. I think everyone watching this podcast, everybody share it. Join for the next interviews, because I think there is a very great potential here. And how to get in contact with me? You can get in contact with me on all social media platforms. On my LinkedIn, which is my name and my surname. You can search also for the Rokanta group. On LinkedIn, you can find me there. You can find me through emails or through my website. I'm easily reachable. I'm very friendly with everybody. So please, if you need any advice when it comes to fashion, when it comes to etiquette or anything, just go through the Gentleman's Masterclass. We are actually planning to host some in-person masterclasses in London and across the world. So definitely we're coming also to the USA very soon. And then people can join live where we can talk about a lot of things when it comes to personal branding, which is extremely important for people, not only entrepreneurs, but for any person who wants to have that kind of uniqueness in them. We'll help you to cultivate that. So please, any question, just contact me on the provided sources, and then we can talk.
Hey, man, once again, like I said, I really appreciate you, man. Once you come and chill with the goats, you become a goat, man. Like I said, I look forward to you. There's a couple things I'm gonna reach to you, offline, so we can try to send you some gear, man.
Amazing, 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 amazing. That sounds great.
All right, man. Well, we about to get up out of here, man. Y'all already know, man. I really appreciate